Hey guys, Omni here. A little bit late getting to this, but Superman Man of Tomorrow actually dropped on digital last weekend, the Sunday following DC Fandom, and I didn't realize it. I did watch it earlier in the week, and I'm just now getting to putting this video up. I know some people that I know haven't checked it out yet because they're waiting on it to come out on physical media, which won't be out until I think either a week or 2 weeks from now. So if you're waiting for it on Blu-ray or DVD, you got a little bit of time. I went ahead and picked this up on digital because it released early. And I checked it out because I was really excited to. And we've been covering some of this DC animated stuff as well. The last thing I covered was DC, was the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which was fantastic. And basically is the reboot of the DC animated universe. And this is our first entry into what this world looks like in a post-apocalypse war DC landscape. We're getting a new introductions to these characters. We're getting a new world that we're starting off getting ready to explore. And the seeds for this new continuity are being laid in this film. This is a movie about Clark Kent just starting off, just becoming the Superman, and he's only now just recently moved to Metropolis. He's working at an internship at the planet and going from there. You know, this is our entryway into a lot of the characters in these iterations of this, and it's a lot of fun. This is a return to, even though we kind of got the startings, the inklings of the last Superman that we had a little bit. He was still just starting off. He was still a little rough and tumble in the beginning when we first met him in Justice League War. But this is a Superman who has not donned the cape. He has not found his super suit or his moniker yet. He is still getting to that point, figuring out what to do with his powers, and is helping people. We get a little bit of the backstory between him and the Kents, and it feels like a nice blend of what Zack Snyder was trying to say and the actual comic version of the Kents. You see their influence on Clark, and you see it's the wholesome version of Superman that I know a lot of people that's had some issues with Man of Steel and stuff like that, and the more recent New 52 comics and whatnot have kind of struggled with. You know, this is more of a return to form for the Superman I think a lot of people grew up with. The altruistic Superman, the kind of the Boy Scout. I mean, he doesn't seem, this is our classic Superman in a new setting. I'm not sure if this is actually based off of the Man of Tomorrow comic line that's going on. I haven't read it, so I'm not sure if there's some tie-ins there other than the title. But this is a new world. He's just moved to Metropolis. He's trying to make his way in the world and then figure out what to do with his powers. He knows there's something different about him, and it's through this journey that he learns who he is, what he is, and where he's from. There's some sprinkling in this of some setup for the greater DC universe and where we might go from this movie. I know there's also some talks of some future animated films already in the docket, which some of them I'm not sure are going to be connected to this or just some one-offs. Like, we've seen them do that before. Things that are in the DC animated continuity and then some one-offs here and there, like Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Ninja, stuff like that that's not directly connected to the continuous narrative. So I'm kind of curious to see how those are all going to pan out and where we go. But there's some fun stuff in there from him trying to figure out what he's going to do, how he can kind of fulfill this need and use his powers to the greater benefit of the world, while also dealing with the consequences and, blowback from revealing himself for the world, him putting his faith in humanity, that same leap of faith concept that's in Man of Steel as well. It really kind of takes all of those elements and puts it all together in this while keeping that classic wholesome tone to it. The animation style in this is very different from what we saw in the previous DC animated universe films, and I really like it. It's very bright, it's vibrant, it's very expressive, and I just really, I don't know, there's something about it. Like I said in the reactions to the trailer for this movie, it reminds me a lot of the way that Archer works, but in an actual animated style. It's very fluid. The combat, the action is really, really well done and top notch. And I do think that even though this is, I feel like one of the kind of complaints that I have about the movie is just that there's a lot of characters that come together into this very first outing with Clark, where I kind of wish it would have stayed a little more personal and maybe it kept it to one or two villains coming into this and no more than that. But we got a lot of different people poking their heads in this. Of course, from the trailers, we saw Martian Manhunter, we've seen Lobo pop up, and of course, Parasite in here as well. We have Lex Luthor, and it does feel like I don't know. I think like as much as they were committing to this wholesome, more kind of what traditional Superman story that we're telling, everything else was just kind of coming in and taking up that space. I would have liked to have spent some time with Clark, grown, and have it maybe have been a little bit slower paced. And I don't know if that's maybe just them kind of carrying over from the kind of action heavy stuff that we've been getting up until this point. I feel like it was a little much, but it was still really enjoyable. The action was fantastic. The interactions between Clark, Lobo, Parasite, Manhunter, Lex, Lois, all the character interactions I thought worked really well. And it was a really enjoyable story, and I think it's a really enjoyable setup for what this new world can look like and where it can go from here. I think the pacing is a little funky. I think, of course, because of the kind of the bloated cast that we got in here, as far as the big superpowered names, all kind of coming into a head into this second and third act of the film. I think it could have been less dense and kind of just compacted a little bit, and that way the narrative could have flowed a little bit better. And then at the end, it all comes down to the resolution of this is really going to, I think, kind of split some people, because it might feel unsatisfying at the end, or maybe not so much earned or MacGuffin-y. I don't know. I'm curious to get your all's take on it if you've seen this film yet, but I gotta say that overall, for the most part, I really liked it. I would probably give this probably a 7, 8 out of 10 for sure. The animation style, I really like it. I think I want to see it applied to some of the other characters. I hope we get just more out of this universe, because it's got me hungry to see what this new world's like and what some of our other heroes are like in this version of the timeline, after what we have been used to for the past like 8 or 10 years. I can't remember how long it's been since the DC animated universe kind of really kicked in, since, Flashpoint Paradox kicked off the Justice League War universe that led us to Apocalypse War. But I think it's a great start. I thought this was really well done. I think the voice cast was fantastic. The portrayal of all the characters was really well done and authentic, and especially in the traditional sense. And I want to see more. So, guys, if you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts. Sound off down in the comments below. We can carry on that conversation after the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everybody.